Hare Krishna and welcome to day 15 of our 28 days elemental reset program and day 1 of the third week, that is the fire week. So I'm honestly glad to be stepping into this fire week today because it's the beginning of the new year. And what a week was very eventful for me emotionally. Although when I recorded yesterday's video, I felt content and settled. And last night, I had a very intense emotional release. And I was doing my tarot card readings for the year, and suddenly everything came up, memories of my father, many old emotions, things I thought I had processed. And there were far more waterworks than fireworks, honestly, on the 31st night. So, riding that emotional wave is not easy, definitely not easy. So, when I thought about Fire Week beginning, I felt such a relief. Like, I was very glad that Water Week is over and finally able to dry out that stirred water that was there. And interestingly, today I accidentally left the gas on for quite some time, and I immediately thought, okay, Fire Week has begun. So, Fire Week is the time to wake up the spirit and move the body. Yeah. All the emotional material that surfaced in the Water Week now needs movement, action, and courage to shift out the energy field. So, this is why following the order of the element is important. Yeah. So whenever you are joining this, if you're this is the first video that you're listening to, check the playlist, go back to the first video, like very first, zero, day zero. And there you begin with from that element, the element of air. Okay. And if you're joining with me from the very beginning, then voila, welcome. Let's start the Fire Week. Okay, so Fire Week is about spiritual purification. We already discussed a lot about it in the previous videos, and facing our fear, releasing anger, and taking action. So, if I had to just sum it up in four things, it's purification, facing your fear, confrontation, release, and action. Purification, confrontation, release, and action. Good. So, movement is essential this week. Dance, walk, run, stretch, exercise, move in any way you can. Just don't stay still. Fire kabhi seedhe nahi rehte. Yeah. And it's not like air, it's not moving with the flow, it's moving with a purpose. As we begin a new year, Fire Week offers motivation and that momentum, especially for those with health and lifestyle goals. Today, focus on confronting your fear and developing faith. Yeah. So as a child, I was afraid of many things. One of them was anger, especially when expressed by my father, or the emotional undercurrents that I sensed from my mother. That fear followed me into adulthood. I became afraid of failure, afraid of heights, afraid of success, afraid of rejection, and even afraid of being loved. Yeah. And many major decisions in my life were made from that fear. Over time, through deep inner work, a long, long time, I began to unravel these fears and understand my shadow self. On this soul's journey, it is important to explore the hidden crevices of the psyche. You know, so Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, he called this as the shadow. Yeah, the parts of ourselves we suppress because they feel uncomfortable. So Young asked a very powerful question, and I'm going to ask the same question to you today. Would you rather be good or would you rather be whole? Let that sink in. Many people choose being nice and sacrifice their needs. As a result, they feel fractured inside. Now, I understand adjustment, I understand compromise, but not at the cost of losing yourself. Yeah. So, as you strive for the light, you must also understand your fears. What you resist persists. So, what you acknowledge loosens its grip. So today's affirmation is I am safe. Be aware of the fire in all forms today: sunlight, candlelight, warmth, inner vitality, your cooking, hot food, your milk, hot, anything that is hot, anything that's warm, anything that has light. is fire. So breathe into the energy of the sun, breathe into the energy of this light that is available to us. And now for the main activity. There's a saying, a fear named is a fear tamed. So write in your journal, I'm afraid of, and just name them all today. Yeah. Be specific. No fear is better or worse than the other. Fear is a fear. And just write, I'm fear of cockroaches. I'm afraid of snakes, rats, lizards, and start heights, people, loud noises, whatever it is. Just write it down. Driving. Yeah. And after listing them, choose what's affecting you the most. I won't say the biggest fear, but choose what's affecting you the most and imagine the worst case scenario. Or if you don't want to make it too intense, choose a simpler one, depending on how much you can handle. And imagine the worst that is possible. Like I would say, from my experience, from a mother's point of view, a worst fear may be like a children losing their way. Okay. And imagine what's the worst that could happen, so what you will do as a solution. Yeah, so say for example, I fear my children getting lost, and the worst that could happen to them is they forgot my phone number and they got caught in the wrong hands. Okay, I've really exaggerated it. That's the worst that could happen. I don't want to go beyond any worse thinking about this. So now, how could I even thrive or surf through it? How can I survive this? Is my next question. How can I survive this? I'm going to buy GPS tags and put it in their shirts, maybe. Or, when I'm sending them out somewhere, which is an unknown place, I really could do that. I can put their phone numbers in their pocket. Some of them stitch the numbers in their clothes, and some of them can, give them a name card that they can always keep in their pocket and don't tattoo it. Okay, that's too permanent. But you can do so many things. Give them watch with GPSs so that they can be tracked. A lot of options are there, and immediately a little bit of sense of relief. Yeah. So I work once with a client whose greatest fear was confinement, and when they explored that this fear deeply, they realized that they could still be of service even in the confinement, even in limitation. So the fear lost its power, and then they were not scared of confinement anymore. So remember, the road to success is often paved with failure. It's a very common saying. Yeah. J.K. Rowling was rejected by so many publishers. And see today, Harry Potter. It's actually like a whole new world that she has created. So be willing to fail, be willing to take risks. Fire Week is about stepping into the world with courage, with love, and with all my love and all my prayers for a beautiful beginning of the year. Thank you so much for being with me on this journey. You all and your participation really motivates me. And with all my heart, happy, happy, happy 2026. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.